Hi guys, how you doing? I never thought I'd be one of these people that would make a video from their car, which I know seems to be quite a popular location choice for these videos, but I'm locked out of the house, so I just thought I'd pass the time, and I can't go to Kathleen, so I don't know what's going on. And yeah, make a wee video. I was going to do one anyway, although I was probably going to shave first, which I'm not done yet, obviously. But anyway, yeah, 4 weeks left to this block. It's obviously been a really grueling block. Generally, there's been a real big focus on maximum strength and progressions and stuff like that. And the progressions have been excellent. There's no doubt about it. There's been a lot of really good progress. I'm just asking you, I guess, to have one last push for 4 weeks of heavy work, where you just try to raise that threshold again and sort of achieve some sort of new strength gains or regain some strength. Maybe you've missed training for a block, or this is you back after a period out or whatever. So we're just trying to, like I said so many times before, like it's just a continuum. Like there's no it's a transient process. There's no stop and start really, although the blocks are periodized in such a way. You can only start where you are and then build from there, and at times you'll regress and progress. But it's been really good. There's been a lot of really consistent good progress happening. um, a wee bit of tiredness might start to creep in. I understand that for various reasons. One, it's colder, it's darker, it's been a long year for a lot of people start thinking about Christmas, etc. So there's lots of things that might start to distract you, and generally you might just feel a bit of overall fatigue if you've been training really consistently. And I guess that is one of the main things I just wanted to mention, and one I want some of you guys to consider, that if you have made a lot of strength gains the last couple of months, for example, um, ultimately you've put on a bit of lean muscle tissue, and in order to continue to get stronger, you need to make sure and address your diet. You need to make sure that you're eating enough to fuel the workouts, because the stronger you get, the more you're going to be like working in the sessions, and to accommodate that, you need to get the food in. So if your diet looks the same as it did when you were maybe like less strong, for example, or maybe you're starting to plateau a little bit and you're not quite sure why, or you've peaked at a point in the last month and then it's sort of regressed a little bit for more than a week or two. So there is always going to be natural regressions in a cycle, even if it's like 1 week you just feel a bit weaker and you don't know why, and then the next week you feel better again. But if you feel like there's been actually a sort of gradual, obvious regression for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe there's not, but maybe there has, it's probably worth looking at nutrition and making sure that you've been eating enough. I was talking to a girl last week who's been training for years at the sessions. Hope she doesn't mind me name dropping her, because it was a really good point she made. Kerry, who, when she first started, Kerry was like, she didn't have a lot of strength or muscle mass. I think she would be happy to acknowledge that. But anyway, to cut a long story short, in this sort of 6 or 7 years she's been coming, she's actually gained 7 kilograms in weight. I think she said 7. And the reason that's really, like, one, impressive, but two, relevant, is that she's not put on body fat in that time. She's just gained muscle. But what she did say is that one of the most significant changes over that period, apart from the whole focus on progressive overload and strength training, is that she probably eats double what she did before. Um, and she has not gained any body fat or excess body fat at all. It's just all muscle gain. So, and it's a really valid point for a lot of people, especially those that have maybe already lost excess body weight or haven't got a lot of excess body weight to lose in the first place. You may well need to actually look at increasing your food intake. Otherwise, you might start to feel tired, especially if you're someone who's very active. Maybe you do a lot of running as well outside of the sessions. In order to continue to get stronger and see progress, you really need to pay attention to eating more, particularly probably particularly carbohydrates, in and around the sessions, assuming that you're already like got a decent handle on your protein intake. So that's something to consider. The stronger you get, the fitter you get, the more intake you need, particularly probably carbohydrate intake around sessions. So if protein's been taken care of, so please remember that and please consider that. Obviously, there's other things like sleep and stuff, but I mean, if all else has been equal, and you're starting to maybe plateau a bit or feel a bit more tired, if nothing else seems to have changed, obviously, then the very fact that nothing's changed is maybe a clue that something needs to change. And for most folk who have made really good progress, it may be that you need to eat a bit more. So I just wanted to sort of be aware of that and think about that. But yeah, apart from that, that was the main message, just to try and like kick on for the last 4 weeks. The progress has been excellent, and Aye, pay attention to your diet. Not even just from a performance point of view, but this is the sort of time of year people get a bit more ill, a bit more run down. So you need to really enhance your nutrition if it's not already there. Like start cooking a bit more at home. I read I read a study recently about the amount of time we used to spend cooking versus or how we used to spend our free time, and a huge amount of hours used to be given just to cooking homemade meals, and now it's like there's hardly any time. I can't remember the exact figures, but it's like reduced like so much. It's like huge amounts, right? And being replaced by stuff like going on your phone, basically. So try and put aside more time. That's I guess I'm saying to cooking. That's what I'm trying to do myself. That's one of my personal sort of goals I'm trying to do is cook a lot more. And it's amazing how much more satisfying that food is anyway. Recently rediscovered a love of roast carrots. Just load of carrots, chuck them in the oven, 40 minutes later they're amazing, and they go really great with some chicken and other veg like peppers and mashed potato. I'm again rediscovered potatoes in all the different forms, boiled potatoes, going into various things, mashed potato. Just your old school traditional food, to be honest, that we no longer really eat, because we don't have the time to make it. But that's what I'm saying, like we need to sort of maybe one of those things that's maybe worth trying to readdress. And I think when the colder nights are here and the darker nights, you're maybe more likely to be inside anyway. So getting back into some proper homemade nutritious cooking is the way to go. I mean, see when you think about it, a Sunday roast, minus the pastry, I guess, but a Sunday roast is like such a healthy meal. It's just what is it, meat and veg, and that's that really, isn't it? So that is an example of probably a good balanced meal. So yeah. Anyway, keep it going. Well done to those that went on Saturday to the news session, the Saturday session. It was really well received. So well done to Josh because I think everyone thought it was really good. So that'll be a fixture that we can get adding coming the new year. But anyway, see you guys soon. Hopefully I'll get into my house soon, and talk soon.